Hello everybody, Shadow here, and welcome back to Amarantus. Last time, we got a visit from that stranger again, and it seems like none of our companions really want to be here for the same reasons as us, so it seems like it's a little bit of a problem. What's going on? What? We need to talk. What happened last night? I get it now. You were never here for Caudet. Muriel wants to get Marius out of the city so you two can do whatever you're trying to do. You're not wrong. And obviously the Major's here more for the money than the motive. And I wouldn't dream of prescribing any sort of motive to Rayanne. So I know what we need. A team building exercise. Oh boy, what is going? Hey you, get out here. Oh, hi. Me? Yes, thank you. Look, before we go any further, you're gonna have to give us your name. Huh. What was that? That sound in the middle. Reckon? I thought it sounded more like Reckon will do. Right, fine. Reckon. You know who we all are. Marius, Muriel, El Hazim, Rayanne, Eri. Eric? Don't worry about it. So tell us, what do you want? I don't want anything from you. No. What is it that you want? Why are you here? I don't know that answer. No, not owe. There's no debt, so you don't have the word for it. You don't have the... Sorry, brain can't read. I owe you safe travel through the forest. I am responsible for your lives until you leave, but I am not responsible for your questions. Okay. I think you want us to trust you, and I'm trying to. Can't you throw me a bone? Okay. Right. I think I've worked you out. I'm listening. If you will say it. Is this gonna be a choice? You should join us. Come do this with us. You want to, don't you? Okay, You all make such a mess of yourselves. Your minds are all you have. Stop moving and start strategizing. What can you do if you share? It's a fair point. Well then, team, we should split up and show him what we've got. Who's got skills? Rayanne and I can probably hold our own in a scrap. You know, throwing some punching, fighting dirty. Mate, you can't even hold your own when you're... Ouch! I said I was sorry, I am. But can we not in front of Mira, please? I'm afraid that sort of thing is of no use to me. However, Major, if you wouldn't mind, and if it is not overstepping, I would like to learn more about your rifle. Okay. I can share too. Share what specifically? How to murder helpless prisoners? And fingers crossed he means killing people. Your choice. I'm not sure how wise it is to leave Marius and Rayanne on their own. At the same time, if anyone can convince the Major to share her rifle, it's Muriel. I don't know whether it's the right time to play Reckon's game. It's up to you. I'll go with Rayanne and Marius. I'll go with the Major and Muriel. Oh. This is a tricky one, huh? Okay, well, learning about the rifle doesn't feel like it's going to help us because the Major's not going to let go of that. Um, let's go with Rayanne and Marius. I'll go with Rayanne and Marius. I don't know how practical my formal training with Terry will turn out to be. I actually am good at this. And right now, I got this tingling in my fingers like I really want to swing a fist. Tingling in my toes, too, so maybe I need to kick someone. You ain't coming near me with that sort of energy. Let's circle back to that. Major, you don't mind taking me, do you? Patreon, We can work it out together. Need to be deeper into the forest. And that leaves us here. Okay. You really know what you're doing? Think about who I am, man. Muriel always thought I'd keep it a secret, but you really can't hide that sort of thing. People knew, but they didn't know how I ended up there. If they did, they'd know I was not at all useful for them. But let's actually do something. Come on. Say I came up behind you, since you're yay high, I could go for your nose with my elbow. He's out of your reach, so donkey it. I'm trying to guess what that might involve. She swings one foot back, stabbing behind her, teetering forward to counterbalance. Donkey kick. I try it out, but lose my balance. Marius steps away, leaving me without a target. Don't suddenly tell him to... I'm right. Maybe it works for you, but Eric... It never works for me. So what would you do if someone came up behind you? People don't come up behind me, and I don't like kicking anyway. Nothing wrong with a good kick. He bounces on his feet, showing off the scuffs on his boots. Giving someone a kick gives them something to grab. They flip you. You hit the ground. Doesn't that apply to any weapon that isn't sharp and pointed? So you make everything sharp and pointed. I saw you tear that soldier apart before we got here. Their skin was coming off in ribbons. I know you have a knife, but you weren't holding it. I looked. You ripped them up with your hands. Did you do that with your fingernails? Some sort of metal gauntlet? That's impractical. It gets stolen in seconds. People don't steal from me. Fair. Rayanne holds up her hand, showing us blunt, stubby fingers with short, chipped nails. She turns her hand over, revealing her palm. Nestled between her fingers is a row of sharp blades, narrow steel claws from her thumb across to her little finger. Where do I get one of those? There's a matching set in her other hand. Ripped them off out of a body I found in the streets a couple years back. Never did much for the poor bastard, but they worked for me. Must be the only set in the country. Rayanne folds her fingers back down again. Now I can see her hollowed fists, an inch away from rending her own fingers to the bone. I want to take you on. As in a fight. You do? You're using the inside of your hands. I'm using the outside. Let's weigh it up. This feels impractical. When Muriel first introduced me to Marius, he'd already been out of the house a couple years. Around her, it's like he's wearing someone he's grown out of. And I nearly always see him around her. Now, though, he chews his bottom lip, eyes narrowed, his shoulders drawn in, veins standing out on his arms as his muscles tense. This must be who they see, the rich boy on the streets who can't afford to be a target. You can't take me. I don't expect to. He's in with a shot. I want to see this. All right. Don't tear him up too bad. Just 'cause you asked. Don't bruise her up too bad. Sparring only. Hey, you two? Both of you? Yeah? Huh? Oh gosh. Impress me. Come. Ow! Fuck! First blood. Ooh! Ah! Wow. That might have been too dirty, Ran. Not dirty enough? So that's how you like it. Learn anything? Not a bit. Can we take it from the top? Can I sit the next round one out? I said no one else can fight the way I do. You also said you're familiar with how other people fight. You'd have to if you're going to take them on. You want me to teach you how to throw a punch? With all my heart. Go on there. Go on then. Take a shot. Make a fist. Thumb goes on the outside. Your parents didn't teach you that. They didn't love you. Terry takes... look, he has great pride in swordplay. Formal stuff. Not sure where she trained, but she used to teach. With the army? She believed that once your blade's lost, you've lost your pride. Time to stop. Pride means take and take and take, till everything's taken from you. Okay. This isn't something I've needed to mess around with before. You've never picked a fight with someone? You're not going to get anything out of Eric. He keeps his head down. Duh. You're meant to punch through the target, bud. We spent some time refining my punches. Then Marius and Rayanne take another turn at sparring. Okay. Rayanne fights too dirty for Marius to keep up. Poor boy. We meet back at the campfire as the sun sets. Cool. How did everyone go? Oh, we did really, really good. We were throwing punches around and we didn't do anything. You were stumbling around like a drunk while you were fantastic in action. You tried throwing a punch at my face while I was standing still and missed. You moved so fast and went so hard. I don't have much to add to that. No harm done here. The mechanics of that machine are fascinating. Okay, well, if no one else will say it, I will. You're not a revolutionary army, are you? You're not even a revolutionary. You're one of them. An Eckler, aren't you? Gross. Yes, you did work that out quite quickly. Well, the whole thinking thing. You did have me confused for a while, though, without the... When you people look for us, you only ever look for one thing. If you can't see it, you can't find us. I've never met an Eckler before. I have a question for you all. Think it through carefully. The thinking means more than the answer. Okay. If you could aspire to anything, what would you want to be at the end of this? That's a very good question. I want to rip the heart out of something that will always be missing, that they'll always know was me. You'll tell him if I'm lying, huh? Okay. I just want to be someone better. Oh, hold on. I think. There's probably all sorts of ways to do that. Too many to narrow it down. You all know what I want. Cut it down. Off. The man gone and to bring in something new. I want my friends to make it home safe and alive, and I'll give whatever I have to help them get there. To get them there. Okay. Can't that be enough? Why must you always demand more? For things to be better for everyone who deserves better. That is all you'll have said aloud from me. Okay. Interesting. If I cannot keep my peace, then there is better work for these people. There are worse goals than ending the war. We've all answered. Does that mean you owe us your answer? No. For everything I offer, I must offer enough for sense to be found. All or none. I should not give half answers. I should not hide meaning. So I say you owe me the context of your answers. Huh. Why must blah, 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 I can't talk. Why must we tell you? Surely you know. I'm rusty. What have you been told about the war against Eklau? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Well, I mean, they're not really human, are they? Why is everyone staring at me? I mean, as a nation, that's what people say. That's not how I think. How do you know you're human when you can't feel each other thinking? But we believe you have your strengths and uses. We wouldn't go to war for that. Okay. Is the war a money thing? Or a resource thing? They always end up being one of those. Mind you, our parents do always make everything a money and resources thing. During the reign of Lord Adair and his father, it was a resource thing. Eklau had so much land, so few people. But if Kaudet wanted land for a growing population, he wouldn't be getting us all killed off. It's got to be a power thing now. This is your country. Well, go on then if you know so much. Eckler, politician dead, Kaudet responsible. Okay. That's not how I heard it. Not quite. I mean, probably loads of politicians dead and Kaudet responsible. That's what happens in a war, right? It wasn't during the war. It was peacetime talks. And he wasn't the Lord yet. His father was. Ah, so before he beheaded Lord Adair, when he was our age. Before he claimed the throne, still splattered with blood. That's the story we had too. So he murdered the Eckler politician as practice? If it came first? Not far apart. News of Adair's beheading came first. Dead Eckler news in the background. Ah. I see. It's starting to ring a bell. Not a politician. Was she an ambassador? Maybe. I was always told that she... Yes. Yes, she was. She'd been working with Lord Adair. The court said she'd given up and gone home. Then the news came from Eklo that she'd never even arrived. Eklau. That's what I said. Muriel has always been one of those people who can't quite get their mouth around the... I don't know if I'm getting it around the sound. I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. And then Lord Kaudet strides into the court, all bloodstained, sword drawn, takes off his father's head and claims the throne, all in one fell swoop. Pare always took praise in the gory details. I think one of his people might have been in the city at the time. I always figured he was trying to scare us. That's a way of telling it. What's your way? Okay. Can you tell us even if you don't owe us? Come on, man. She's a martyr in Eklau, in the history books. Very saintly. Picturesque? No, wrong word, but the type. Virginal? Naive? Pacifist? Pure of heart? Perfect. Our war is fought under her banner, which makes your job easier. Does it? Yeah, it does. For Eklau, the war's not about Richard as much as it's about Kaudet. No more Kaudet, no more war. We'd get space to change. All he has to do is end the whole war is take himself out. Driven to suicide, driven to survive can be powerful. Can fail you. Didn't fail him, just screwed us over. Okay. I think we're starting to see a plan forming. Do you fight under her banner? Do you fight under her banner? No. Did you know her? If she's dead, we deserve to know how she died. I see. And I promised our father I'd bring home whatever I could find. I see. You think she's still here? Something of her must be. We've lost everything she was to everything they've made her mean. We need something of our own. She wasn't any of those things, was she? naive or pure or perfect or anything. Saintly. Okay. She was an ass. Are you her brother or something? She was only... How old are you? 22. Your age. A little younger. Her name? Okay. Wait, say that again? There were some vowels in there that made my brain tingle. That is an interesting way to put that. Sounds like Marin to me. I knew a Marin once. Close enough. I have to sit down. How long have you been here? You have the right of it. Not quite 10 years. 7? It didn't happen here, did it? I came here through the port nearby. Started to collect information. People would come through. People who were at court that day or had heard about what had... God, it didn't kill all of the witnesses. Didn't kill all of the witnesses? Stupid. Leaving people alive who watched him behead his own father, that's about building strength. Building a mythology. We need something like that. You want to march right up and take off his head right in front of everyone? I do not want to kill him. Jeez, no. I don't mean take him out. I mean we need to... If he's not in power anymore, if he's not at the forefront of our country, then they don't want to fight us anymore, right? Maybe we do that by biding our time, building our connections, picking away at what he has. Maybe we do it some other way. I don't know yet, but I do know that's where we want to go. Are you all willing to come down this way with me? I am. Ain't what I signed up for, but better than going home. I will see this to the end. I am with you. Meeting adjourned, as you were. Okay. Very interesting. I go after Muriel. She's not hard to find. Okay. So, what's eating you up? The air out here is light and smoky. He doesn't need us, you know. Her voice is low, a little hoarse. Reckon? If he doesn't need something, he would have already done it. He's chosen to hold off. He has been waiting for something to change. I think that's us. Okay. Oh, Eric. I'm not sure I want to talk to you at all. Look, I respect that our opinions on a lot of things have started to differ. But that doesn't mean that whoever I am, or whoever I'm becoming, I'll stop caring about you. You're still my oldest friend. You chided me like a child. You accused me of undermining your authority, and now you expect me to believe you think we're equals? I probably should not have said that. You're right, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Emotions were high. I felt like I fucked up and everyone knew I fucked up, and I took it out on you. And neither of us quite knew how to fix the situation, and Reckon had to take over. So I guess in the end he undermined both our authorities. But he's a harder target to be angry at, isn't he? True. Thank you for apologizing. Okay. That's worth something, isn't it? I suppose so. So what do you make of Reckon, then? So what do I reckon about Reckon? He knows what he wants. I'm not sure about his methods. I'm not sure if knowing what you want is all that admirable if you're not making it happen. He knew that he couldn't live for another moment if he didn't do something. I want that. I think when you get to that point, maybe it's you that needs to be fixed, not the world. Just decide you don't need to do anything. You don't need to be anything. You've no right to expect the world to bend itself to your whims. So, I guess I can understand that. The Lord expects as much. Why can't we? Is it that wrong to say, no, I don't need anything? World, thank you very much. Keep to yours and I'll keep to mine. That sounds kind of terrible. I would agree, truth be told. I mean, I always wanted out, and I, like, put it on a shelf, but eventually it's going to have to come off that shelf, and you'll have to stare it down. Oh, you don't get it. It's not about you, Eric. It really isn't. Okay, I see. I take a seat beside the campfire. When I lie back, I can see the stars between the leaves. Dark now, but the spark comes later. Okay. How are you going to do this, Aerie? Just like I've been doing it up to now, they want to keep together. We need each other. True. Okay. Excuse me, what's happening? What's going on? Hello? She stays on her side. I stay on mine. Okay. I've been alone all my life. I don't understand what any of it means. Like or love or any of it. I don't know how you know what you want and what you have. I just know that they're all I have. And beneath that, I've got me. So I don't say anything to Rianne. I watch her in the tiniest glimpses, pale and tired and small in Marius's unbuttoned shirt. Okay. She spits into the fire, absently. It's not in her nature to let anything powerful go untested. I let myself lie down beside the fire. Okay. She pokes at the fire with one bare foot, and ashes get dislodged onto my face, which is, I guess, the best I'd expect from Rianne. Words. I'm not being consistent. Okay. I don't know what that was about. I can hear everyone walking around, but I'm comfy in the dirt, and I've got more sleep in me yet. Fair enough. Muriel pokes me with her cane. 5 more minutes. I'd like for us to have another training day, please. Isn't it refreshing? Focusing on the mind and the body, and ignoring the big picture. Some of us struggle to forget why they're here. You know what I mean. Anyone else in favor? I would be amenable. Yes. Yeah. I'd love another round. Mutiny! It's a joke. It's a joke. Sorry, bad joke. No objections here. I'd like to go with the Major. I call the Major. Give me one shot with that glorious piece of... I'll take Reckon. We can talk politics. All right. Okay. I guess I'll go with... Oh. Who do I want to... You know what? I'm curious about the politic talk. Good call, Muriel. I'll join you two. You'd be welcomed. Nah, you're not good for this. Ouch. I shall go on a stroll and try to defy both boredom and increasing nausea. Oh boy. You're welcome to join us if you... please, no pity invitations. I'm fine. Might make like Eric and take a nap. Let me put my hands on it one time. She's gonna get that gun eventually. Oh gosh. I instantly regret my choice because now I have to say words. Okay, how would I say... I'm gonna make the choice to say that the first one is C, and then the second one is Shia, or something like that, or she. I don't know. C before she. So It would be useful to work out who Caudit has lined up to be the next lord. Or failing that, who might try to claim it. A family tree seems a good starting point. Oh, easy. Mal made me memorize it. Caudit's father is where you'd start. Lord Adair Vabe Oxy Barnet. I know about Caudit from the people who come through here, but I've never picked up much of Adair. Oh, vicious and violent and worse. Not much else to say. At least one of Caudit's scars is from him. Really? Doesn't everyone know that? Anyway, Adair's advantage was that being bloodthirsty is understandable. People knew where they stood with him. Exactly. Whether or not he was cold and heartless, he was powerful. He demanded loyalty. Did he have other children? Could have. That'd be our best bet. Never married. Caudit's mother was Lee something, high-ranking army commander, till she abandoned her post and went on the run, with the kid. I never heard that. I assumed she died tragically. You know, in childbirth, like they always do in stories. Not how Mal tells it. Well, told me. He might talk revolution and the tyranny of blood all day, but he does have some sense for when to bite his tongue. So little Caudit grows up perfectly normal for a bit, until one day Adair hunts them down, picks him up, says, "You're my heir, and you're living with me now." And Lee? Terry didn't like to talk about it. I see. What if Caudit isn't Adair's son? Oh, I see. I gather that was the wrong question. It's in the blood. It's always in the blood. Crown claims the blood. If you're not the blood, you can't take the throne. What? I switched who should be saying that. I read that as if Reckon was saying it, not Muriel. How? There isn't a how to it. Of course it's in the blood. You can take someone normal and then plonk them on the throne. It's always within the bloodline. Mind you, being on the throne doesn't have to mean makes all the decisions. But when you say, hey, maybe the monarchy's flawed, people start shouting treason. And we don't have a monarchy, Eric. We abolished that centuries ago. It was so oppressive. I'm pretty sure we just came up with a new word for king. That's fair. Does Eklau not have a bloodline? Definitely not. That sounds messy. Eklau has a fascinating system, actually. It's this sort of elected council. I'll tell you about it later. I feel bad about not knowing how to pronounce these names, especially because there's the distinction of Muriel's not correct pronunciation of it versus Eric's pronunciation, and I don't think I'm saying them all that differently. So I'm going to feel very embarrassed. I do feel very embarrassed, but I'm going to feel more embarrassed once people actually start seeing these videos. Fine, it's in the blood. Keep going. So how little was Caudit when he went to live in the castle? 4? 5? Older than that. 8 or 9, I think. Then he claimed the throne when he was about our age. Yes, discussed that. And then, not much of note after that. Everything went to hell and stayed there for 20 years. 22. Right. I was barely a child when the news reached us of Adair's death. We were optimistic. We celebrated. We thought the war would end, that the soldiers would be recalled, that Caudit had done it because he wanted to be better. How long did it take for you to find out about your sister? It is his sister. We haven't fully established that. Not long after, but long enough. Marin never came home, and your side said she'd left the court a year ago. The letter she wrote us never mentioned coming back. I see. She wouldn't have come back. She always saw things through. Caudit disappeared from court before he slaughtered his own father like an animal. People started to imagine. Right. Lord Codit never... Lord Codit's never been said to be as vicious as Adair. He is harder to place. He lives in silence. He lashes out. He's driven the country into the ground with this never-ending, never-done war. Most people barely want to say his name anymore. Okay. Both your minds went straight to whether Adair had other descendants. You don't think Codit does? There hasn't been a person alive that would marry Codit. If he did have any illegitimate children, they should have made a move by now, if they're old enough. No. It's more than that. He's been lord for nigh on 20 years, and the biggest threat to his reign is that he has no one lined up next. It can't be because he's undesirable. He did chop off his own father's head. Having no descendants is less risky than having ones that hate you. More likely he does have a cousin or a niece or something. Imagine if we... I have to go. I'll meet you back at the campsite later. What was that about? That was weird. Don't look at me. Let's head back. Okay. That was strange. It's getting late by the time everyone makes it back to the campsite, and we're looking a little short on numbers. Oh Lord, what have you done with Ran? Should have known it was a bad idea to let the two of them be. We exchanged words. She'll come back. That type does. And what have y'all done with my sister? She came over all weird and needed a moment. Uh-huh. And please advise, how long has that moment been? Not that long. I figured she'd wind up here. Yeah, if she can find us. It's getting dark. You can probably work out where they are, right, Reckon? Okay. I guess this is another test. Muriel won't have gone too far. It's only a matter of finding her. As for Rayan, the tough part will be getting her to come back. I can go after one and Marius can find the other. Fine, okay. I'll go look for Rayan. Who knows where she'll get up to. Leaving me with Mira? Fair. Nah, this is on me. How often do I get to go out and bring her back? I'm gonna lord this over her like no one's business. You wait and see. How do you find Rayan? Easy. Open your ears up to the fundamental disturbances in the way of the world. I pick a direction and head out while Marius is still asking Reckon for pointers. Okay. She's kicking up such a ruckus it only takes minutes to come across her. Okay. Oh. That's a lot of blood. The bloodied body of a deer lies by her feet. Hi. Oh, it's you. Look, man, I know you like playing this game, but it's time for you to pick a side. Why did you bring the Major? Why did you run off? Major wasn't treating me right. Called her on it and she shoved me into the dirt. Told me I wasn't worth shit. Didn't like what she did to me and didn't see any point hanging around. Is that the side you're on? I need to know you've got my back. Did you only bring her because Belregard? I don't know why I'm adding an R. It's Bellegard. I'm pretty sure. Before Reckon joined us, we didn't have a single trained fighter. I wasn't going to pass up a chance to... So it's just about the rifle? It's not about the rifle. So we take the rifle and we kick her out. She can't respect me. She can fuck right off. You fix it, or... I don't want to lose either of them. Why do you have to make me choose? Okay, I'm gonna save It doesn't matter. I am standing right here in front of you saying that it matters. But it doesn't. We can't do this. Sounds like neither of you acted great. If the Major responded like that, it was probably in response to something. All we can do is let it go. You think you're so above it all. I get it. I get that your life up till now has been awful. I even get that this is the sort of shit you had to pull to live on the streets. But I don't begrudge that. But I will remain above it. God, people like you disgust me. Come on, fucker. Take me back to camp. It's cold out here and I'm gonna need my boy to warm me up. Oh! He's your boy now, huh? Interesting. Rand tears ahead once she sees the light of the campfire, diving into her tent. The Major, alone by the fire in the darkness, sees her approach and turns away. I nod at the Major, then fall straight into bed. Okay. Fascinating. Okay. This is actually, I'm over time a bit, so I'm going to stop here and we're going to continue next time. I have no idea how much I have of this game left. I don't know. I have lost track of how many episodes I've recorded, so I don't know where I'm at in terms of length. Pyre has said it's about 4 hours. We'll see. I don't know if that's accounting for vocally reading all of the dialogue out. We'll see. Anyway, I am going to end there. Next time, we'll see what Muriel needs us awake for. So look forward to that. But for now, that's it. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please let me know down in the comments below and maybe leave a like. And if you want to catch the next episode as it comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe. But for now, that's it. So see ya!